told you this. You left on the Tuesday. I left the Wednesday night, a day and a half longer than you. I was sleeping in the kitchen, pretty much next to you.
That kitchenette to the suite, yeah.
Did you stay in the kitchen the whole time?
No, I didn't. I made it all the way through Lydia'S elimination. Then I said, you know what? I had a bad day after Lydia'S elimination. You guys watched it, like where I made a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Things were starting to kind of turn on. And I told Amy, I said, I want to move to Lydia'S room. I'll switch the vibes up. And I immediately got eliminated the next day. So I was like, I shouldn't have done that. But I stayed one night in your room.
I heard everybody that was in my room got canned.
Pretty much, because Say Young moved into your room. And then actually after that, Kyle moved into it. And Kyle and I kind of like bumped. You know, it was cool. A little bit of a bro sesh.
I love this game. I live this game. And there's 1,000 other guys waiting in the wings who are obsessed with this game.
Have you seen any of the interviews I did afterwards where I talk about a few things? Because I'll fess up now to targeting you right away. Because I figured out pretty quickly, because when I got cast for the show, I binge watched all these reality shows where they vote people off. And, you know, I read books, you know, The Art of War and all these, you know, 48 Laws of Power and everything. And I thought they're going to keep the people they bond with. And right away, I wasn't really clicking with people. Immediately, I saw that Chris and Jamie and Sydney and Kyle, you know, the young, and Corey, young, beautiful people, right away were kind of bonding.
Absolutely.
And I felt like it was you or me. Now, they did not show the votes from our first.
No, that really bothered me, by the way.
What? I don't think in this season they did either, did they? I've seen the first 2 episodes. One of the things I felt like maybe I was a target, and I did get votes on that first time, but I decided it was going to be you or me, the 2 old people. And so I started targeting you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I even said something to Lauren, you know, you had those shark things you were doing. And I said, what's with Harry and these sharks? And they were like, oh, he's an underwater photographer and everything. And I said, well, how do you live on Maui on a couple acres like he does on a photographer's salary? I think maybe his nickname back home is the shark, and he's going to have a good laugh at our expense, and let somebody else run with that one.
Looks like a cinnamon roll could kill you. Looks like they could kill you is a cinnamon roll. Looks like a cinnamon roll is a cinnamon roll. Looks like could kill you would kill you.
In the new season, okay, let me find the girl. I got my little cheat sheet thing here of the contestants. Natalie is Sydney. They are both strong women, very competitive, very aggressive, and they're not backing off. I saw that in Sydney, that she was working every angle she could. And Natalie, she kind of gets a little, you know, I come from a bad background or whatever. She starts kind of playing the victim. I was like, wait a minute, you know. I can see through some of this. Now, maybe that is her true story, but in gameplay, that's a good play to do.
For sure.
And I could just see the kind of strong play that Natalie's doing mirrors Sydney's play.
I love Corey to death, but I'm pretty sure that he's my traitor, not you, Lydia.
Corey was a sly one, just snaking through everything. Because in the beginning, he and I kind of had a little bit of a bond, but then he was in the other alliance, and then we kind of came together. It was kind of like, Corey, are you single? Do you want me to ask questions that might open the doors there for you? Like with Chris saying, single guy here, ladies.
It was hard to pin down how he was playing.
I would ask him questions, and I noticed like his shirts were custom made. I was like, okay, this is not a poor boy. A lot of these things, and I was like, all right, are you single, Corey? He was like, well, let's just leave that kind of open. I'm like, all right, what's the deal? He wasn't single. Yeah, he had a newborn at home. There were things that I was like, wait a minute, what? He just evaded all the questions. So I didn't have complete trust in him. I didn't align with him because I didn't ever completely trust him.
I didn't know he knew how to do that.
Welcome welcome you guys to the after show for $1 Million Secret on Netflix, season 2, episodes 4 through 6. We're going to be talking about millionaires, gameplay, challenges, strategy, and you'll want to stick around to the end because we have a special segment. So say hello to us in the chat, share it with a friend who you know is a fan, and let's get into it. It's me, the super talkative, full of antics, and very good at assisting millionaires in their agenda. It's me, season 1, Jamie the Snake. This Jersey boy, he's big brains, big heart, and I promise you, he's not a cop. So we got season 1, the wolf in the building.
I thought maybe after we were done filming our season, I should go back and enroll in police academy, at least try to make it look somewhat real, because apparently I'm a cop, so I don't know.
It would be so believable. But wait, do you hear that, Ray? It must be our Southern Belle with all that sass and the one-liners you won't forget. Season 1, the tiger, Lydia in the building.
Hi, y'all.
What's going on, everyone? Okay.
The clue comes out. Kevin takes the clue. The movies from 1999, which, by the way, they never questioned that Lauren was in high school in 1999. Maybe it was 2000. Maybe it was 1998. They just take it. Hey, it's 1999. We got to find it. There are 4 people who were born in 1999 in this season. 4 people who, by the way, all of them would have been the youngest person in our season by 2 years.
No, literally, I was like, these kids are so young. But if I was to see Lauren, I was following her numbers because we were both born in 82. So she was like, I saw junior year. I graduated 2000. I was like, oh, yeah, 99.
Yep.
And I would have said, I have no idea. It was sometime before 2010. I don't know. I would have had no idea on any of those.
I did know it was 1999, but I can't brag too much because I had one chance to do movie trivia on our season and I got it wrong. So anyway.
First there's sadness, then anger, and self-blaming, nausea, tears, sleepless nights.
So I've got to hand it to him. He's doing a good job. He did. I think the doppelganger thing should have been a lot easier. I think it took him, it's like, of course, in hindsight, we're the armchair quarterbacks. It's easier to go, oh, I would have done this. I would have done that. I didn't think that challenge was that hard for me.
Yeah. I am taking it home with me. Home with me.
This double kill shot stuff, like I said, we had no idea any of that was coming. For us, when we found out that the millionaire got to move the money was a big shock. And then when we found out they got to move it again, we were kind of like, oh, okay, this is a thing. It took a while to catch on to all these things that were being thrown at us. And I think they were in a situation with the kill shots to say, well, I don't want to make the millionaire mad. I want to target the millionaire. I want to, go after them, but I can't let it come back on me because then they're going to take me out. And, and like Nick was saying, then it's the double thing. Do you take out one of your alliance? So it looks like somebody framed you if you take out somebody from the other alliance. And this is where you really start seeing that these games are about alliances and connections and relationships, because there's people that are going to get further simply because of their relationships with other players.
Yep.
But you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow.
You can tell Melissa and Daisy are tight. Lauren from the South is tight with them. You can see that those 3 are kind of together, and obviously Nick and Tomika are pretty tight. Yeah. And he's got his guy bromance thing going on. So you can see some of those alliances.
Bromance enough to send him home.
I'm like, Caleb's kind of all over the place. Who's he really lined up with?
Caleb seems like he's aligned with everybody. Every time Caleb says, he's like, oh, this is my new number 1. I'm like, I didn't know you had it like that, Caleb. Caleb seems like he's pretty well connected in the house.
Caleb's that guy.
He's Corey.
Flying under the he's that guy.
His social game is very similar to Corey.
Or almost like a Phil, though, because you saw us all boo-hooing when Phil left. Everybody just had a moment of connection. So he kind of gives me, yes, Corey, and throw a little Phil in there, because just there's something about the tenderness and the Southern drawl and whatever it is that is drawing people to Caleb.